My name is Rlene Steffy, and I am a birder.
Well, I'm Martin Kastner. I'm a PhD student at Iowa State University, working mostly with a Såli, but I'm also a birder. Island Dåno, Cocos Island, is an atoll island in the lagoon off Malesso, and it's ecologically somewhat different than the rest of Guam. And also, for a long time, it's provided a predator-free site for many seabirds and land birds to persist that weren't able to persist on Guam.
Or maybe 3/4 of the island is private, but the other part of the island, the westernmost part of the island, belongs to government of Guam. And there is a pier, not a usable one, on the western part, while the pier on the eastern part is private and belongs to Cocos Island Resort.
So in terms of the bird community, Dåno is somewhat dominated by seabirds. There's 3 main species of seabirds that you can see there. And the first one that you see just as you're pulling up to the main pier is the fahang, or the brown noddy.
I've also noticed the brown noddy as well as the black noddy.
And then the chungi, or the white tern. There's another white tern that's just recently started visiting Dåno, and that's the black nape tern.
The tutsuku come in dark morph, white morph, and there is a pied morph.
That one is pretty uncommon. Some of the other seabirds on Dåno are the luau, or the brown booby, gagamanglo, or the frigate bird. And I've seen them flying over Dåno and terrorizing the chungi. And others have seen tropic birds, or utak, especially the red tail. Dåno is a real magnet for some of the migratory species as well. The main ones are several species of doolittle, so the turnstones and the tattlers, both species, so the gray-tailed and the wandering. And then the golden plover and the black-bellied plover do also visit the island. I've seen quite a few whimbrel. So one bird that we all see plenty of is a gagapale, the Eurasian tree sparrows, the kak-kak, or the yellow bittern, Philippine collared dove. The Såli, that's one of the special birds on Dåno, and it's a perfect island for them because they're seabirds and they like eating the seabird eggs. They have at least some fruiting trees, and they also love going after lizards and geckos. They're probably a unique population, possibly genetically. We see more leucistic, more white birds on Dåno than we do on the main island. It's kind of a sign that the Dåno population is somewhat self-contained and really unique. It's a particular concern with the arrival of brown tree snakes to be especially vulnerable, and they seem to be declining fast. That's extra pressure to get the snakes off of Dåno. Dåno is Guam's only present day wild population of ko'ko. They are definitely breeding on the island, and you could see that through birds that are unbanded. So the birds that were released there all had metal bands on their legs, and some of them are also carrying transmitters. But then whenever you see a ko'ko on Dåno without any of that kind of extra gear, it was born there, and you can see quite a lot of them. One of the important things about seabirds, and that's very unique about them, is that they're basically the link between the ocean and the land. And especially on islands, seabirds are the ones that are bringing in new nutrients from the ocean onto land. And there's very few other animals that do that. And so through their, droppings, guano, the fish they drop, their dead bodies, when they pass away, then that flows on to the plants, and also it turns into insects, other invertebrates like crabs and azuzu. Then that helps support all the reptile populations and the land birds, and it also flows on into the reefs and leads to healthier reefs and more fish. And so all of those things are things that you get when you have healthy seabird populations, but they can easily disappear. So another important reason to protect the seabirds and restore seabirds.
They are very important to navigators. They use the birds to clue them in to the location of the islands.
When you get a healthy seabird population, there could be thousands or tens of thousands of birds in a colony, and that just makes such a difference to the ecology. I mean, right now, all we're doing is eroding and losing nutrients and losing topsoil, and the seabirds could build that up really quickly.
Important to conserve cocos for the coming back of the birds.
Not just for the birds themselves, but also for the whole ecosystem.